Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. My name is Kitty and I will be your host for the evening. And today I'm going to be talking about the behind the scenes and my mindset and creative process while making this video, and there was so many struggles. Backstory, I was in San Diego for Camera Camp, which is an event hosted by Sony. I have a full vlog if you want to check it out up here or here. Everyone was talking about what new camera was Sony gonna announce again, and to be honest, I had zero motivation to learn a new camera, and I just wanted to have fun and film on my little handy cam, but I guess the universe had different plans for me that day. The Sony ZV-E1 was here, and once everyone got their cameras, they dispersed and started testing it out, and the question is, what should I film with it? The weather was also trash. It was raining on and off the whole trip, so I decided to go downtown and film something cool indoors. We got in the car and then drove to the aquarium, which strangely was sold out. Sold out, are you kidding me? Like I was so shocked. It was like a random Wednesday too. I'm like, is it field trips or did everyone else have the same idea as me that day? Like, do people work? As I'm there, so I can't talk. Anyway, so thankfully we had a friend that works in the jewelry business nearby, and I really love filming other people and their passions, so I figured, hey, I'll find some inspiration there. I'd never watched someone make jewelry before, so I didn't know what to expect, and I had no shot list because of it. I was just thinking, I have one day with this camera, so I better film something. The location was in this old school building, kind of industrial vibes. He had a couple different rooms to work with and lots of different equipment. A showroom which he displayed his jewelry, and then it had a back office area where his computer, laser machine, and 3D printer lived. There was a lab/artisan room where he could do chemical processes and resizing and anything that was more hands-on with the jewelry. For gear, I had the Sony ZV-E1. I had about like 5 to 10 minutes beforehand to figure out this camera. Obviously, when you own your own camera and you're filming, you have your settings dialed in, you have muscle memory for where everything is, but this is my job, so I gotta figure out and learn really quick. I'm like, where's this? How do I change that? So essentially, I'm practicing while also filming this video, and I can't YouTube anything because the camera just came out that morning. I rented the 16-35, the 20mm, and I also brought my own 24-70mm lens. I've really been loving zooms lately because they're good for these type of run-and-gun situations where you don't know what you're filming, and it keeps you ready. I also had my 10% Moment Bloom filter on it just to give it a subtle glow. I also shot this all handheld, so I was putting that IBIS to work. There was multiple takes because I was trying to get some camera movements and they were like close-ups, details of the jewelry. And obviously I was holding my breath, but I'd have to do it multiple times because it was either shaky or out of focus. And obviously having a gimbal and a monitor would have made my life and shots smoother, but I just wasn't about that life that day. The lighting was all over the place and I didn't have any film lights set up. For the showroom, we had nice bright window light that faced the street so nothing was blocking it, and a combo of office lighting and lighting that was in the jewelry case. This room worked well because it already had good lighting for the pieces to really look shiny. The back office was kind of dark, so I struggled with that room and the lab. In the lab, there was a smaller window, but it faced other offices, so it wasn't that strong like before, and a couple work lights. Still better than nothing, but one of the work lights was really bright and super spot, so some of my footage was a bit overexposed, which is my bad. The other work light wasn't so bad, and I was shooting it in Cinetone, and the dynamic range was pretty good on this camera. 15 plus stops. Actually, it looked like I lit it for some of those shots when he's filing and grinding. I think the worst lighting had to be from this polish machine. Oh, it was so orange and blah, and like nothing I could do about it. Sometimes a warm glow is nice, but this was just icky to me. Overall, I did what I could. Sometimes I would have to turn off the ISO a lot, but thank God the Sony ZV-E1 is full frame. Yes, there was some grain, but at least it was watchable. Film days like this could be chaotic if you know, you know. which is why you gotta be a good problem solver. To top it off, I was already tired because as a night owl and an introvert, I was struggling because they did the camera announcement at 9 a.m. and the whole socializing and networking got my brain just dead. And I needed to be on my A game to deal with all these challenges. I just wanted to take a fat nap, to be honest, but I'm proud to say that I pulled myself together. And usually when I start filming, I get into this flow state. My favorite shots were these little details of these tool tips. They kind of look like medieval torture devices. I don't know why I was so obsessed with them. It was just the texture and the backlighting was giving it a vibe. And there was this shot where I was coming up from the jewelry case over to this sunflower ring, and I was doing that over and over and over again because I really wanted to nail it because it looked really cool to me. In general, I captured a lot of close-ups and details, stuff like knobs and tools and chemical jars, like it was a mad scientist lab. There was a lot of visual things in there that I had tons of fun with. Yeah, not to mention finished jewelry. Obviously, I'm talking about the whole process and things that lead up to the final product, which is also cool to film too. I ended up capturing different elements like steam and fire and liquid and the wood from the tools and the desk, which are pretty cool. This seems to be my thing because I had a video that I filmed for Samsung and the theme was to be like water, which is inspired by a Bruce Lee quote. And a lot of those visuals were liquids and flowy things, which looked really cool. And then I did another video that talked about using your anger as motivation. I filmed chopping wood and a campfire. Yeah, filming a supercar is pretty cool and fun, but sometimes just simple concepts is cool too. And it's even more genius if you could add some life lessons or philosophy in there. And then when you pair elemental subjects with some slow-mo, you have magic. Sometimes when you're not motivated, you just have to push through. Like what if I was so tired and unmotivated, I just stayed at the hotel and said fuck it and slept all day? I wouldn't have these fun, interesting stories and videos to share with you guys. Who would have thought that a crazy day with no plans, rain, sold out aquarium, and no energy would lead to some interesting footage? Overall, the goal of capturing the jewelry process in a beautiful way was a success, despite our issues.